Hey mate, I just come out of Fall Guy at the Odeon Lux Leicester Square, which is a lovely cinema, and I wasn't very excited for the film, I have to be honest. I did it to fill an afternoon because my girlfriend was busy and I couldn't be asked to make any plans with friends. How sad is that as a state of my life? But yeah, I wasn't very excited. I think because it's obviously cashing in on Ryan Gosling's like current stock after Barbie as just being like the goofy lovable guy, and I'm all in on that, by the way. I do actually love him, and the chemistry with Emily Blunt, which is obviously really good. And I was like, oh, is it just gonna be like just a whole lot of bullshit, basically, in a bad way? Anyway, it turns out it's a whole lot of bullshit in quite a good way. They are cashing in on Ryan Gosling's current stock as the goofy lovable guy, and they are cashing in on the chemistry, and I'll tell you one thing, it works. It works. I was whipped up in the fun. I'm not saying it's a 5-star masterpiece. I didn't care whatsoever for the plot. I actually didn't think it was legible at points. I was like, why is he being chased? Why is he falling out of a truck and all this shit? But it actually doesn't matter, and I think that is maybe even what they were going for. It really doesn't matter, and I had a fucking brilliant time. I think the main positive for me is that they've absolutely nailed what they pitched. So they've gone to Universal Studios and they've said, we want to make a film about Fall Guys, stuntmen. We want it to be Ryan Gosling. We want him to be flying around all over the place, on fire, getting thrown out of buildings, going on a boat, going across a ramp and all this. And he's going to be lovable, cute, whatever. That is literally exactly what it is. The amount of stunts in this stunt film is insane. And I know that sounds obvious, like it's an obvious thing to do, but they didn't just like do it, they fucking did it. They turned it up to 11. The stunts in the film really justify the film itself. And there's a nice montage at the end about how they actually did the stunts in the film. Like, the production value is so high and the imagination in the stunts is brilliant. So like, whilst you're there not knowing what the fuck's going on / not giving a fuck about the plot, you're actually just marveling at what they're doing on screen. Everyone's looking at some shit here. What is going on? There's a weird group of people here. Yeah, everyone's, you're just kind of like, wow, you don't even care. Really good fight scenes, and the comedy works. The chemistry does work, and the comedy works. Now, it is a bit too long. It's 2 hours 11 minutes or something. Fuck. Or maybe it's just 2 hours, I don't know, but it felt a little bit too long in two particular points. One, there's a point where Emily Blunt and Ryan Gosling aren't, you know, it's a romance. I'm not giving anything away to say that like they're together, then they're not together, then they're together again. That's not a spoiler. We all know that's going to happen. And so the point where they're not together, they established that for way too long. Like, there's a good half hour of scenes of them like bantering about how things aren't quite right between them in a kind of light-hearted, side smirk kind of way. And it's too much exposition about their relationship. There's like for example, not a spoiler, quite early on in the film, there's a whole joke about like split screen. Oh, what do you think about split screen? About showing the I don't know, the clash of the two characters in a film. They're not talking about each other, but as they're talking about it, the film split screens them, and it's like this like meta joke, but it lasts like 3-4 minutes, which isn't long in the grand scheme of things, but it all adds up, you know. And then towards the end, even though I did love the all the stunts, I really did, they fucking throw them all in at the end as well. That last sequence did last a bit too long for me. Like, considering we don't care about the plot, a lot of the plot points of the final sequence got in the way for me, and I was kind of like, look, we just want to see the big bravado, crazy, ridiculous shit, and it doesn't really matter why it's happening. Just do it. Like it took a little bit too long to get to that final climax for me. But you know what? It did what it said on the tin, and it honestly like achieved what I'm sure it wanted to achieve. So for that reason, I'll give it a 6 out of 10, and I highly recommend for a night out, a good, fun night out. See you next time.